Babe, wake up. Uh, New Jordan Peterson rules for life just dropped. 42 of them. 42 rules for life. This is from 20 minutes ago. We are about to consume wisdom from the tree of wisdom, the apple. However the Bible goes. I don't know. I haven't actually read the Bible. Yeah, anyway, how could I not? Listen, okay, we need those extra 10 minutes just to digest this. Whew. Whew. Oh, okay. All right. What do we got? Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Truth reduces the terrible complexity of a man to the simplicity of his work. Oh my god, he's so pretentious. Yes, I agree with this one. Do not do things that you hate. Okay. Act so that you can tell the truth about how you act. Stop doing things you know are wrong that you could stop doing. Yeah, I agree with this. Yeah. I feel like I think this is true. I feel like a lot of people, when they struggle with being more honest, don't realize that the first step to that is doing things they're comfortable being honest about. Like, they think of being honest as like, okay, so I have to own up to all the shit that I do. As well, you don't have to. If you're acting right, you don't have to own up to anything, right? You know? I mean, ideally, you might have to sometimes, but yeah. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Yeah, okay. There's no faith, no courage, no sacrifice in doing what's expedient. Every lesson from people like this has to be like the Battle of Thermopylae. You know, it has to be like the defense of Western civilization. You're warring against. If you have to choose, be the one who does things instead of the one who is seen to do things. Okay. Pay attention. Okay. So the stereotype of like him being a surrogate father for people who didn't listen to their dads growing up is so valid. Um, Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you need to know. Yeah, that can be good, I think. I think that's generally useful. I don't know if he should be the one saying that, considering the fact that conservative politics is based almost exclusively around anti-intellectualism and disagreeing with all studies uh ever, basically, you know. Um Listen to them hard enough so that they will share it with you. What? The sympathetic responses during a genuine conversation indicate the teller is valued and the story being told is important, serious, deserving of consideration, understandable. Oh, okay. Sure. Plan and work diligently to maintain the romance in your relationship. I agree with this. Yeah. Long-term relationships, like LTRs, require active effort, I think, to maintain like the spark, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think that's how relationships are, and I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Uh, be careful who you share good news with. You want to share good news with people who be genuinely happy. That's one way you can identify those people who are on your side. Wait, what? Wouldn't the way to identify who's on your side be to share good news with everyone and see who's genuinely happy with you? How would you discern between the two groups unless you're general with your... Okay. Be careful who you share bad news with. Okay. All right. Um, Make at least one thing better every single place you go. That's nice. You know, okay. Imagine who you could be, then aim single-mindedly at that. He's said this in like 15 different forms before, and every time it's really, really, really dumb, I think. You don't want to ever do anything single-mindedly. I have no idea why. I feel like JP, like, kind of hates the concept of introspection as much as he pretends otherwise. You know what I mean? You never want to... Noble is such a weird concept. Like I said, like every bit of good obvious advice has to be framed like you're some kind of warrior philosopher, like a warrior poet, you know, you're claiming Western civilization for your progeny. Like it can never just be, hey, it's good to do good things. It has to be like you carry forward the sacred flame of your ancestors when you do this. You fight the chaos, right? It's like Jesus Christ. In a way, it's kind of like the philosophy version of like soy and Reddit pilled. You know what I mean? Where where like you know how like lay marvelers can only frame the world. Like the stereotype is they can only frame the world in like fucking Marvel references. I feel like this has to be its own version of this. Where like, well, you can only talk about the world as though you're some kind of warrior poet. I don't know. Do not allow yourself to become arrogant or resentful. Sure. Don't do negative things. Try to make one room in your house beautiful as possible. I know this is one of his recycled things. I think this is okay. I do actually think that taking good care of the house that you live in is a good thing. I just don't like the phrase clean up your room because it's inherently what do you call it? Juvenile? Like it's inherently paternalistic. You know what I mean? Cleaning up your room is not what I'm talking about here. I mean beautifying. Like, yeah, I think this is better, I think, than the clean your room thing. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not who somebody else is today. That's true. Work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens. I don't understand the single-mindedness thing. It's okay to, like, not dedicate every moment of your life to hyper-autistically fixatedly pursuing. I still can't believe he follows me. Like one particular thing. I just don't think that's necessary. You can if you want to, but it has to be like taken in consideration when like balanced with other stuff, you know? If old memories still make you cry, write them down carefully and completely. Uh that can be I've heard therapists recommending that. I've heard that can be useful. Yeah. Like as a way of externalizing those feelings so there's some concrete reference to them. You know what I mean? I've heard that can be helpful. Um Maintain your connections with people. Yeah, yes. Do not carelessly denigrate social institutions or artistic achievement. Jordan Peterson, how do you feel about gender studies classes? No, all right. Treat yourself as if you were someone you are responsible for helping. I actually agree with this one a lot, you know? This is a good one for people with low self-esteem, you know? Who are always, like, dumping on themselves or whatever, you know? Like, there are those people out there who don't give a fuck about themselves but would, like, die to save a cat or whatever, you know? Yeah. Not to say you shouldn't die to save a cat, you know? It's just, I feel like it's good to treat yourself well. Ask someone to do you a small favor so that he or she can ask you to do one in the future. Uh, Wait. Ask someone to do you a small favor so that he or she can ask you to do one in the future. You don't obsessively keep track of who owes what, when, or why. That's a sign of a degenerating relationship. You do what you can for them, and they do what they can for you. Wait, wouldn't this imply that you are keeping track of who owes what? I will say that I do think that asking favors of your friends, like little stuff, can actually be super helpful. I do believe that though. It shows a kind of mutual reliance and care, and I think that's good. You know what I mean? Like it means that you rely on them, and you should be happy to help them when they rely on you. Like if a friend asks me for a favor, I'm usually happy about it. Like I think like, oh, they need me. You know what I mean? Like obviously there's a way you can do this in a bad way, like you can do this in a destructive or manipulative way, but I think it's possible to do that well. Make friends with people who want the best for you. Yes. Do not try to rescue someone who does not want to be rescued. Ooh, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with this. Having grown up mostly on the internet and encountered a lot of people with destructively low self-esteem, I really do feel like for the most part, it's generally a waste of time and very self-destructive to spend a bunch of time and energy trying to help somebody who's like just not accepting help. Obviously, there are times when it's going to end up working and you helping a person who doesn't want to be helped will end up helping them, but there are also plenty of times where they won't be helped and you'll hurt yourself in the process. This is very much a contextual thing, but I understand the underlying sentiment. Yeah, they drag you down with them often. And be very careful about rescuing someone who does. Nothing well done is insignificant. There you go. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. Nope, this is retard logic right here. The idea that you have to have like a perfect and well-set life before you change the world. Dude was a benzo addict when he wrote these books. Fuck no. Stupid, incredibly socially conservative, counter, just very dumb logic. The founding fathers did not have their house in perfect order before they criticized the world. Nobody has their house in perfect order. This is literally just the pseudo-philosophical equivalent of like saying pronouns in bio. to ignore what a person's saying. It's basically just like a thought terminating cliche that you can use to avoid like paying attention to any actual criticisms that a person has, because you can just point, especially since to the standard of Jordan B. Peterson and other people like him, your house cannot be in perfect order if you're like LGBT, right? Like if you're a member of if you're trans, for example, like there's no fucking way they would ever say your house is in perfect order, because according to them, this is like a mental disorder that you have to overcome. Um, and like if you're a member of any minority group who has problems with the world, then which are a product of like problems with the world, then your house can never be in perfect order before you change the world. It's stupid. Dress like the person you want to be. True. Be precise in your speech. I agree with that. Oh, he needs 2 tweets for this one. Oh my god. Oh man. They're pretentious and unnecessary. Stand up straight with shoulders back. True. Posture check. Everyone. Posture check. Back straight. Don't avoid something frightening if it stands in your way, and don't do unnecessarily dangerous things. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Funnily enough, there was actually a little bit of advice from the Witcher Netflix show. I know that it didn't invent this advice, but this is where I saw it, that I actually thought was pretty prescient, or pretty useful, which was when the girl was going through the training course and she got her ass kicked, and they were like, after you get your ass kicked, you have to go on it one more time. And she's like, why? And they're like, because if you stop now, you'll be terrified of it. The training course. You have to do it one more time so that your fear doesn't build. You know what I mean? Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. Sicko shit. Sicko shit. Disgusting. Your children are not your property. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah. Wild. Very weird that people feel comfortable saying stuff like that in public, and it doesn't like ruin their reputation. It's so incredibly revealing. What does that even mean? That's so subjective. It literally just means like control the entirety of your child's life and don't allow them to develop their own personality or be their own person. And sure as shit, do not allow them to come out of the closet. Okay. Yeah. Do not transform your wife into a maid, unless she's into that, I guess. Do not hide unwanted things in the fog. Yeah. Okay. We saw that one. Notice that opportunity lurks where responsibility has been abdicated. Okay, so we're cycling from his books. Read something written by someone great. Carl Jung. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Pet a cat when you encounter one in the street. Always his best advice. I will never disagree with this one. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. They jump in the air, grab their skateboard, balance on the rail, and slide for 20 feet. Children are practicing being courageous. They're practicing mastering something in the face of danger. I agree with this, but like, what if them skateboarding makes you dislike them? Curious. Don't let bullies get away with it. Damn. JBP endorsing school shootings. Holy shit. Write a letter to the government if you see something that needs fixing and propose a solution. Wait, Jordan Peterson, what happened to make sure your house is in perfect order before criticizing the world? Wait, what? Wait, how do you even reconcile? He's just writing random shit. These are directly contradictory. Unambiguously. There's no way to reconcile these two. Okay. Remember that what you do not yet know is more important than what you already know. Okay? Be grateful in spite of your suffering. Cuck mentality right here. Okay? Listen, alright? If you have a fetish for, like, eating your fucking wife's bull's cum out of her pussy, that's fine. That's your thing. I'm not going to judge. However, I don't think people have to be grateful for shit. Sorry. I don't believe that. What? His is the cuck mentality, not me. I'm just putting... Listen, he said be precise with your words, okay? I'm just putting, a specific diction to the concept he's laying forth here. Peterson is just trauma posting here, isn't he? Yeah, can Jordan Peterson stop trauma dumping on the TL? It's actually highly inappropriate, okay?